The Crazy Taxi excitement came and, well, went. What was once a hyped up game that many people of my generation were clamoring for and just begging for info on has now all but become shovelware with the uttering of one simple abbreviation, AI. Yes, that's right, the game company that has given us games with such artistic bravery such as Rez, Jet Set Radio, and even Seaman is now relying on AI to give us that true 90s alt-punk edge. I recently did a video talking about the length of development times and wondered if we would ever see the dev times return to the normal 90s or early 2000s development cycles and cadences. And here we have a company utilizing all sorts of shortcuts and still giving us long 5 to 7 year dev cycles. Make it make sense, because it just makes none to me. Anyway, as stated in previous videos, I am a software engineer and I've been lucky enough to work in just about every programming field. AI right now, as it is in fact everywhere. It's quite literally my entire job now as we've moved to a spec-driven development where all code is being written by AI and my job is really just to pilot and script it. Quite lovely, isn't it? Why am I saying all of this? Well, because on the engineering side, AI has actually been a pretty nice thing. AI is pretty much just used as a better Google. Let's face it, the entire engineering profession since the 70s has been built on copy and paste. John Carmack copy and pasted his code from various research white papers to create the Doom and Quake engines. I mean, that's where he found the BSP algorithms that were used as the basis for Doom's rendering engine. Linus Torvalds built on other open source projects to get Linux going. In the 2000s, what did we all do? We just copied and pasted from Stack Overflow. Now we just copy and paste snippets from AI. It's just normal progression, in my opinion. Art, though, is an entirely different matter. At the end of the day, there's no creativity in programming. No one looks at JavaScript libraries to see how creatively they were coded. We just import them into our projects if they help us reach our end goal. But when it comes to art, well, creativity and the human element are, well, that's all there is. So when it comes out that Crazy Taxi used AI art, even for placeholders, people are rightfully upset. I know some will say that placeholder art doesn't really matter, but as consumers, we really have no idea what placeholder means when the developers just tell us that. And so many times developers use the word placeholder when they actually mean concept art. And I'm sorry, but AI generating concepts is quite sad. Imagine Cormac McCarthy asking AI for a character concept, or J.R.R. Tolkien asking AI to conceive a fantasy race. That's kind of the whole point of an artist. Concepts are derived from the author's ideas, goals, desires, melding themes, tropes, perspectives, and experiences into the work. Media literacy means understanding that the artist's perspective and life are key to understanding the art they produce. To understand a David Lynch piece, one must try to at least understand David Lynch.
Believe it or not, Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
Why elaborate on that?
No.
Once AI provides concepts, they are no longer purely the creator's ideas. They have been interfered with and influenced by a random algorithm and tokens. Imagine a scene in Crazy Taxi with AI-generated placeholder buildings and other assets scattered around the city. It's now up to the artists to come in and create quote-unquote real ones. But the scene has already been set, and everything has already been staged. The look has already been baked in, and it's influenced the developers and the artists. Do they really have the agency to come in and design something more artistic, or more interesting, more colorful, or hey, more abstract? Not really, because the game has been built around the assets that AI has already created. Now the artists need to work within those constraints. In this way, the creatives lose quite a bit of agency. Crazy Taxi's entire look and feel was 90s, so punk, so aught. So to see Crazy Taxi go from Bad Religion and The Offspring and NoFX and in the 90s to an AI art game is quite frankly insulting. And I think that's the biggest weird piece of this. Sega has long been a king of alternative art styles. They always found new and adventurous ways to approach art and visual identity. To see what was once a boldly alternative art style reduced to AI-generated Fortnite-looking models is just sad. And I think that's what really bums those of us who grew up on sort of the radical art style of the Dreamcast, or just the radical art style of Sega in general. At the end of the day, this isn't about AI or shortcuts or anything like that. It's about Sega, a company that was built on attitude and artistic identity and integrity, seemingly selling out, which is the worst thing you could do in a 90s punk-based game. Crazy Taxi's entire shtick was its vibe and its alternative art style and just the punk music and the punk scene. And now they're asking an algorithm to set that vibe and to set that tone? And yes, backgrounds and concepts and placeholders that influence the artists all do contribute to that. I'm sure the game will be fun, but if Sega missed the assignment this much when it comes to that sort of alternative 90s feeling and used AI to help it generate the alternative and punk 90s feeling, we all know it's going to be missing something. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think, what the Sega fans think, what the Crazy Taxi fans think, what the arcade gamers think about this. Maybe I'm blowing it all out of proportion, but to me, a game that is set on that sort of 90s counterculture alternative punk vibes using AI to generate its 90s alternative punk vibes just seems wrong.